Run to the light. Hopefully, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Welcome back to another edition of Ravens Online on Gatekeeper. I would like to thank all the Rogue Thought and Rogue Minds here. Whew. It's time for some football with friends. It's time to get alternative perspectives, opinions, views on the Baltimore Ravens, sports, football, life in general. Uh, Free your mind. Just free your mind. I know a lot of you out there are feeling the effects of this devastating loss by the Baltimore Ravens, but it could be worse. We could be Pittsburgh Steelers fans. We could be 2-4, but we're not. But we're not. Now today, I have some special guests with me. This is not going the way that I thought it was going to go. To be quite honest with you, I thought one of my guests I was going to have on, and it was tonight. Tonight actually was going to be a comedy show because I had so many jokes prepared. I had slides. I had everything that you needed to kind of ridicule this man. But hey, I'm the one with egg on my face, and I have to sit here and kind of take whatever he dishes out because my team didn't do what it was supposed to do. And also, we have another gentleman here who's a fan of another team. And I guess he wanted to come on and gloat. I guess today is the day of winners on this channel. Being that we can't be winners, we're bringing on winners. So without further ado, let's bring out the first guest. Say what's going on to my man, Suge Knight. What's up, man?
The disrespect. Why are you going to throw jabs at Pittsburgh? Like, we didn't do anything to you. We haven't played you yet. Why you got to say something about Pittsburgh for?
What did I say that was disrespectful?
Said you rather be you thank God you're not a Steelers fan because we're 2-4. Cool.
I have to uplift my fan base. I have to give us something.
Do you? Do you though?
Yes. I have to give them something to look forward to. Listen, it could be worse. We could be at the bottom of the AFC North.
We could see. There you go again.
What?
But we could both agree. At least we're not Panthers fans.
Whoa! I'm not going. I can't talk about my cousins. I refuse to talk about my cousins.
Oh yeah, you guys are trying to get players off them. That's why. Okay, never mind.
Thanks. Well, while we wait for this other gentleman to get himself situated, let's see what we got up in the chat.
Start the show. It'll be downloaded quick.
Isn't that what he said? What's going on, King Poppy? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, bruh. And yes, this is very disappointing. But I'm going to say I'm not surprised. That's why you don't really see me so upset right now, because I figured that it was coming. All right, we got my man CeeLo in the house. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not going to say the defense is terrible. They're not what we paid for. I need a refund because we shelled out a lot of money for this defense, and they're not living up to expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
Daniel.
Especially when you heard that this secondary was supposed to be top 5. They're sure playing like it.
Facts. Yes, the game was a comedy show. What's up, my man Davon? You already know, bruh. Keep pounding. I don't know why Suge's coming in here trying to disrespect my cousin. Like, you trying to disrespect family. Listen, you can be a Panthers fan.
You know what? The Ravens should have listened to that. Keep pounding, because you guys were running Kendrick Jake, and then all of a sudden just stop.
Facts.
10 rushes for 119 yards?
Facts.
Why didn't you run? He should have had at least another 15 rushing attempts.
He should have, but it's Greg Roman. Once he finds something that works, he always deviates the plan. Want to say what's up to Queen B. How you doing, Yolanda? Thank you for stopping by. She is the greatest.
She really is. No, she's wonderful.
She's the greatest, but it's another side to her. Like, she's the ultimate optimist, and she wants to continue optimism even though there's no reason to. I'm just gonna put it like that. We got Brian up in here. What's going on? Yes, the Ravens are embarrassing, and I think it starts at the top with Jonathan Harbaugh, and nobody wants to do anything about that. But maybe tomorrow we'll get a surprise live stream from the Ravens facility, and something might happen. We got my man B in the house. What's going on, B? You could have been on the show, but you decided you didn't want to be. But hey, it's all right. It's all right. We got Jamil 309. Lamar just missed a dude. Listen, when we discuss this game, we can't take any of the onus off of Lamar. He did not have a great game. He has not had a great 3 games. I think he's trying to do a little bit too much, but you can't blame him for all of the ills that kind of affect the Baltimore Ravens. Like it's self-inflicted, but we'll get into that too. B, don't talk to Suge. You just heard him disrespect us. He disrespected the Panthers. He disrespected everything we stand for. Don't say hi to him. Like, stop being so nice. Oh, okay, never mind. I'll take it back. Okay.
Yolanda's my favorite. Is my favorite Ravens fan.
She is. She really is. We got emphasis in the house. Thank you for stopping by. All right. So this gentleman, if we can call him that, he's finally prepared and he's finally ready to make his entrance and talk whatever he wanted to talk. Now, being that we are the losing team, he can pretty much say what he wants. Y'all don't attack him. Y'all don't come at him because it's probably facts. I will say this man speaks a lot of facts. He doesn't dip into his feelings. He speaks from the heart. He may give you some wrong takes here and there, but I think he's fair. So let's bring on my man, Ferris. What's going on, Ferris?
Oh my God! You suck! Sorry. All right. Okay.
This is how we. This the energy. Is this the energy that we bringing in here?
No, sorry, man. I apologize. I don't come in like that. I don't want to come in like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to come in like that. All right. Sorry. Now, my bad. I'm here in my palatial estate. This is a winner's house, by the way. You see this? This is a winner's house. This is what winners live in. You see that? You see, I got a grand piano right there. You see that? Earlier today I was playing the melodies of sadness for Ravens fans on that. I was just saying, like, look at it. You see that couch? Brand new couch. I got me some good pillows. Renovated this house with all the emotions Ravens fans coming at me. Hey, man, I had a great day, Tony. What about you? You had a great day, Tony?
Nah, I mean, I didn't have a great day. It was a good day.
Yeah.
And yes, Jose, thank you. It's not even your house, first.
How do you know? You don't know. This is my house. I'm sitting at my desk.
Do you know how I know? Because I sat there and watched you put the animation up. So
hey, man.
But listen, anyway, aside from that, let's get to getting things right. Mr. Suge Knight, let everybody know who you are and where they can find you at, please.
I mean, my real name or my screen name?
This screen name, idiot.
Damn, why are you gonna get so personal, Ferris? God damn. Suge Knight 323 on Twitter, TikTok. Suge Knight 1323 on Twitch, and
we're neighbors. Me and Bradley are neighbors. You
guys are.
Can you let this man finish? Can you let this man finish, please?
Yeah, no, he'll never let me finish. His team is 5-1, and he thinks he runs the world now.
5-1.
Thanks.
5-1. Who would have thought in the beginning of the year the Giants would be 5-1?
Nobody.
I just want to point out someone tweeted out that we were going to be last in our division and we were going to be 3-14. Suck it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Brodney? Was that Brodney tweeting that out?
No, it was some random.
Okay, first. How about you just let us know where everyone can find you?
All right, you can find winners on the Let's Get Ready Network every Monday. We have good friends, better rivals with me and Caleb. We talk Giants, we talk Cowboys, as well as you can find me at Ferris with Lana on Twitter, where winners tweet winning thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let me throw a quick shout out to JD and CeeLo podcast. I thank you for stopping by. If y'all don't know, they have a podcast. One is a Broncos fan, one is a New York Jets fan. So pretty much they're both down in the dumps and have
Jets won today. Jets won today.
That's today, bro. But I thank y'all for stopping by. Listen, a broke clock is right twice.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Well, our clock got fixed.
And your clock got fixed. Okay, so listen, I know, and especially Yolanda, she expected me to be a little bit more upset than this, because normally, I get a little bit upset with this team, but I'm not because I expected it. And somebody told me, no, you didn't. You predicted the Ravens would win this game. But here's my proof. This is actually last night with me and Yuri. So take a look. And if Lamar has to sit back there and try to find somebody to get open, it could be some problems. And I just think the biggest problem for us is going to be turnovers, waiting for these receivers to get open.
Definitely. And last thing here, Hendo, score prediction. Hit me with it. Who do you think wins?
I'd be a hater if I say the Giants win. People would be so mad at me. And there's my proof. I'm not upset because I figured this was going to happen. For some reason, we are playing this teeter-totter game week in and week out. We win a game, we lose a game, we win a game, we lose a game, and so forth. So technically next week we should win. We just haven't figured certain things out. A lot of us tend to go off.
You know what, Tony, man, you sound a little different from throughout the week, where you were talking shit most of the time to me. Now it's like, I saw this coming. But during, I remember Tuesday, Wednesday, where you were like, we're gonna take you out, Ferris. But now it's like, I saw this coming. I hear you're kind of hedging your bets here and there, man. You a hedger? Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing, Hendo? We're hedging stuff.
I don't hedge anything, bro. I'm a realist.
But you hedged last night because you knew because during the week it was a lot of bravado. You're bravado. It's a lot of bravado coming out of you, my man.
Yes, because it was you. It was you.
What does that guy do with anything?
You talk so much smack. Like
I talk smack. I disagree with this assessment of the situation.
Shug. All week long, right, Shug? All week long, all day, every day. So I was just like,
twice on Sunday.
Twice on Sundays. And I was
is it smack if it's the truth?
For this season. Oh, I'm sorry. For the first 6 games of the season. Let's not get to the rest of your New York predictions and your New York teams, bro. So I'm gonna let you revel in it. I'm gonna give you this right now. I'm gonna let you gonna have your flowers. You're
not gonna give me anything. I'm gonna take it. I took it. I'm taking this. I'm taking this, baby. Yeah, what you doing? Hey, Hendo. Hey, man. All right, for disclosure, I love Hendo, but I'm taking this. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. I'm taking it.
All right. So I got one. I have one last thing, and this may be the reason why I'm most happy right now. So before we actually start getting to the game, I just want y'all to know. Listen, you look down below. You may see my merch store if you're actually on a computer. Maybe on a tablet, you'll see my merch store. Got some things. Check them out. See if you like them. But my newest merch came out today. I finally got my sketch finished and uploaded it. So, check it out. Let me know what y'all think about it. How y'all feel. You got the sugar skull with the raven eyes, the number 8. If you like it, check it out. Purchase something. We got some shirts. We got some sweatshirts. We got everything. Cups, magnets.
Hey, time.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. I like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome, by the way. That's awesome.
Dope.
What are you about to do to take away my shine?
No. First? I like this JD Sports fellow. He said, "How do y'all lose to the Giants? Come on now." I'm like, bruh, ain't you a Jets fan? So let's calm down with that. How you lose to the Giants, homie? You the Jets, okay? You rooted for a man who ran into another man's ass, okay? All right, that's all I gotta say. All right, you need to calm down with the sauciness, my man. All right, that's also awesome though.
Whatever.
All right, sorry, continue, Tony.
Yes, my man Davon says likes are still on clearance for free, y'all. Listen, you up in here. If you took the time to stop by, you might as well go ahead and like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe. Go to my man Ferris's channel, subscribe. Go to my man Shug's channel, subscribe. We're trying to do some things, and we need your help. But let's get into this game. So give me your thoughts on this game first, since you are the winner. You, ipso de facto, have the best record of all 3 of us. Let me know what you thought about this game, because I know from the first half going on, you didn't think you were going to win. Go ahead.
No, I did, because I knew if we kept it close, which was 10-7 by going into halftime, we were going to pull out. Because why? Because we've been doing second half adjustments. Let's be clear. Put it out on Front Street. You have better players than us. It's not a debate. The teams that we've beaten, the teams that we've beaten have better players than us. But here's the one thing that we have an advantage. We're out coaching these teams.
100% facts.
I'm sorry, we have no wide receivers. Marcus Johnson, Darius Slayton, Richie James, David Sills. What is this? What is that? Wan'Dale Robinson finally came back after what happened to him in week 1. But we don't have the necessary dudes to win because injuries and it's literally injuries. Everyone's injured. Our entire draft class is hurt. Our entire last year's draft class is hurt. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's hurt, and we shouldn't have won the games we should have won. We shouldn't have, because we have no dudes. Like y'all have the advantage at tight end, wide receiver. You know,
we have the advantage all the way around.
Yeah, y'all have the advantage all the way around. All right, all the way around.
Except for your nose tackle. I really like him. What's his name?
Dexter Lawrence, hot 97.
Dexter Lawrence.
Hot Dexter 97. Lawrence. Yeah, that's the man.
That dude's a dude. Ain't that right, Shug? That dude's a dude.
That yes. Dude is a dude.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. He's a dude. That dude is a dude. Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like, we shouldn't have won this game. We shouldn't have.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool. Joke's corny. That's fine. I like a corny joke here and there.
We're all corny. We're all corny old dudes.
Yeah.
Except for Ferris. Ferris is a corny young dude.
I'm corny. I don't admit it. I'm corny, but like, you know, Giants and Jets have sucked for the past 6 years altogether. Like we can't really talk shit about each other. We've both sucked. That's all I got to say. We've been both picking in the top 5 for the past 6 years.
Some have Super Bowls more recent than others, but you know that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but it is what it is. You know.
I didn't want to say who, but yeah.
You know, I ain't got no problem with JD. I don't really know the fella. He seems like a nice guy. But
it's sports, bro. We all talk smack. It's sports.
You know? Yeah, exactly. You know, I'm
nothing
saying,
personal.
You know? And not personal. Just I like the guy. He seems like a cool guy. Let me listen to that podcast one day. Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Well, listen. My thoughts on this game were, listen, it's most of the time we go with superstitions, we go with trends, we go with streaks. This is Lamar's first loss to an NFC team, and in my mind, I did not think that it would come from the New York Giants. I thought that it was possible that maybe Tampa Bay, somebody else might come in here and beat us, but I honestly didn't think it was going to be the Giants. I just think there's been a disturbing trend with the Ravens, for me personally, that I've seen for the last 12 years with John Harbaugh. We never come prepared. We're never prepared for games. We're undisciplined because a lot of those penalties actually hurt us, unsportsmanlike penalties, just the dumb stuff like AJ Klein. We just signed you. Why are you hitting somebody out of bounds?
Yeah,
even though it really didn't cost us anything, but why are you doing it? Like Ronnie Stanley. Why? Listen, I understand things happen, but these are things that we need to clean up. We're a veteran team, so these things should not be happening. I know that a lot of people they may not agree with this, but Lamar had a bad game. Like Lamar has played poorly. Listen, in his last 3 games, what he had 213 yards today, 174 yards last week, and 144 yards before. And I know we can't put everything on Lamar, but this game right here, he was off on some throws. Now there were some drops. But this offense is not tailored. It's not tailored for him. It's not.
Yeah. Yeah, also to JD's point, that's true that they're a better team, and this is what happens with well-coached teams. This is what happens. You take advantage, like when you beat better teams who have better talent than you. When the better talent makes a mistake, well-coached teams take advantage of said mistake. There's a couple of mistakes by Lamar and a couple of mistakes by the Ravens. So a well-coached team takes advantage of those mistakes. Also, too, the reason y'all had more yards than us in the first half. Here's the thing that yards can be misleading. Y'all had long drives. We had good field position on, Gary Brightwell gave us good field position on that kick return, a couple of punt returns. We had some good field position, and we didn't have a lot of yards to go to get yards because we had good field position. Y'all started in your own 20 or 10 most of the game, and y'all drove a lot to get most of the yards. So some of the yards is misleading, and it happens all the time where you have more yards than your opponent, but you're down 17-7 or something, and you're like, well, how are we down 17-7? Because they keep having short fields, or they just score when the opportunities come up, and that's what we did. We got down to the 50, and then we flipped it. We flipped it, and then we scored that red zone touchdown with Wandell because Gary Brightwell brought it all the way to it was a 47-yard return. He brought it to the 52, like our 50, 52, and we can't, and we get kind of going. So it happens.
So, Shug, what's your thoughts on this game from a Steelers fan perspective?
I mean, if you're looking at it from outside looking in.
100%.
Baltimore, first 3 quarters of football all year have played really well, but for some reason that fourth quarter, you guys can't close out a game, and like Ferris said, you're looking at the stats. Total yards, Baltimore had 406, New York barely had 238.
Right.
Mhm.
So like Ferris said, it's very misleading, and you're wondering from a Baltimore standpoint. What is it, like you said? Is it a discipline thing? Is it a coaching thing? Because you're walking into the fourth quarter with a lead. Now, mind you, it wasn't that big of a lead. You guys were only up 3 points, but you're supposed to have this, not great defense, but you're supposed to have this
No, it's
top
supposed to be
five.
great.
Okay, top five secondary.
They didn't have
your
Marcus Williams.
linebackers.
They
It
didn't have
doesn't-
Marcus
Yeah, they don't.
Williams.
It doesn't make a
Not
difference
Marcus
but it doesn't make a difference. All that money that they put into the secondary, you can't have one piece go down and everybody else fall apart.
Well, all the money they put in the secondary was Marcus Williams.
No, it was not.
Who else?
Marlon Humphrey got more money than Marcus Marcus Williams.
Oh, good point. Yeah, I'm also talking about like free agency, like this free agency.
But
If we're
even,
talking about a couple of years ago, yes. So yeah, you have 3 big name DBs. Yes, that is big paid DBs.
but even still, first, even before Marcus Williams went out, we were still the 32nd pass defense in the league.
That is also
Going up against Tua, Flacco, Mac Jones.
Who was your defensive person that was coming back that had gotten hurt and was coming back this week?
This week?
Yeah, they were supposed to be back. Were they practicing? They might have just been practicing. The edge rusher.
You talking about Tyus Bowser?
No, the other one.
No, it's Tyus
the
Bowser.
one from Michigan. The one from Michigan.
David Ojabo?
Yeah, he didn't play in this game, correct?
He hasn't played all season.
I thought he. Yeah. I wasn't sure if he was back because I saw a video saying he was practicing this week or something like that.
Gotta play all 60 minutes. Yep, 60 minutes.
But I'll tell you what. Jose from Lunch Break Hot Take had kind of convinced me that the Giants were going to win this game because he was talking. He says, "Well, Daniel Jones isn't really going to do anything against us. All we got to do is stop Saquon. This and that." But the one thing he brought up was the defense, and he says there's not a lot of big names on that defense, but they're good. They're
Right.
good, solid defense. Baltimore, for some reason, they're a good offense, but a strong, solid defense can kind of keep them in check, and that's where I was like, okay, And then I thought Saquon was going to go off. He only had 83 yards, so you're saying, well, how did New York win this game? Like Ferris said, it was just good, good defense. It was timing on making plays. It was flipping the field. It was
our punter.
Your
our
punter.
Our punter, man.
It was things like that really made the game, kind of slow for Baltimore. And let's be honest, not even talk about the defense. Offensively, you don't have any wide receivers, and I know you guys we always joke about it, talk about it. Who in this wide receiver core is going to step up and do something? And you look at the wide receivers, are you going to depend on Demarcus Robinson? Isaiah Mark Andrews, had 106 yards and 1 touchdown, but he's a tight end.
Right.
You need Devin Duvernay. Did Prochet play today?
He did. I had to ask somebody. And
because he's not even on the stat sheet. And so right now I know a lot of Raven fans are really hoping Carolina trades for their wide receiver, or you can find another
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody to give Lamar help. I mean, and I know, and I bring it up all the time, and I laugh and I joke and all this stuff, but I honestly believe the Ravens made a big mistake by not taking George Pickens. I really think if you had George Pickens right now, it would make some kind of difference, because you're not looking at Devin Duvernay, and I seen people. We were talking about it. Bateman maybe when he gets back will be able to help you more, but Devin Duvernay, people aren't looking at that and going, "Oh yeah, that's the guy. We can depend on him." Nobody's looking at Demarcus Robinson. Isaiah Likely is supposed to be the second coming of Mark Andrews. He had 2 receptions.
Two receptions, yeah,
for 30 yards.
Hey, that's a career game for him.
Hey man, like I said on our show, right? When I was breaking this game down, well, I also did kind of like the two shows. When I looked at that offense, no one on that offense scared me but Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson, because I knew J.K. Dobbins is coming back. He's still hurt. He's like with second game, I think, second or third game this season he's played, but he's still getting back into it, and they like to cycle the running backs, right? So he can't fully get into a groove due to the cycling. And then Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews. You can't stop great players. You can't do it. You don't stop them. So him having that stat line doesn't shock me, because you can't stop great players. You got to contain them. Or you let them go off, but you allow their career game not affect you because you stop everybody else. And that's what happened. And also, too, like the mini adjustment on Mark Andrews, right? Early on, he was getting free release off the line. He was getting free release. And then halfway through, I think right before the half, they decided to no free releases. Go up on him and whack him, right? I think they kind of made a mistake by putting Julian Love on him early, because I don't think Julian Love, he's a good safety, but Mark Andrews is too big for him. And it was very clear he used his strength to basically shove him off. And pause. Good point. I'm sorry about that. But that's why I wanted Xavier McKinney on him during the game. But they didn't put Xavier McKinney on him. Sometimes here and there.
Did McKinney get burnt for a touchdown? I think he did.
I think that was probably Dane Belton.
No, it was McKinney.
It was McKinney?
Yeah. He got beat on that touchdown.
Probably. You're probably right. But you always get got. Good safeties get got here and there.
Right.
But sorry. But I think due to the fact he's 6'3", Julian Love is 6'1", he can use his size, to kind of be a deterrent to Mark Andrews. But they decided to swap between him and Dane Belton. They just kept throwing him, Julian Love, and Dane Belton at him. So there's that.
All right.
But
and I think Ferris, your point where you say nobody on the Ravens offense scares you. What scares you is Lamar being able to make plays outside the pocket, get away, and then those receivers, because you're so focused on Lamar, those receivers getting open and him making a pass,
exactly,
and that's where they get big plays or they get the touchdowns and things like that. But you're not looking at those receivers saying if he stands in the pocket and throws the ball to them, they're gonna they're not a Randy Moss, they're not a
because
Megatron,
at the end of the day,
they're not Antonio Brown.
At the end of the day, can he finish his thought?
Oh, sorry, man. I was trying to add to his thought.
You keep itching to interrupt him. Let him finish.
He did finish.
No, he
he's in my head. He knows what I'm about to say, so he wants to say it.
He jumps it up.
Yeah, because
because
you can't guard a receiver for more than 10 seconds. It's not possible. They're gonna slip out.
For the Ravens.
Oh, it's true. Good point. But I don't want to say it. But even a broke clock works twice a day, Tony. You can't guard Devin Duvernay for 8 seconds, and Lamar Jackson just running around. Devin Duvernay is gonna seep out wide open, then Lamar's gonna find him, and he's wide open. Then you catch the ball, right? But that's the scariness. It's not about them beating you off the line or beating you in coverage. These people ain't that fast. They can't. Your problem is separation. Separation. That's the Ravens' problem. Is separation. They didn't have a lot of good separation here and there. You know what I mean?
We've never had listen, aside from Bateman, we don't get separation. Even with the player Duvernay and how well he's done, he's doing contested catches. Even like the one he had earlier. He should have caught that. But listen, he can't separate from anybody. And all the people that thought, hey, this dude's our new number one. Y'all get real. Come on now, stop it. Everybody that makes 2-3 plays aren't the new number ones. They aren't the new next it things, because let's look at the stat sheet. Lamar completed 17 passes. 11 passes went to wide receivers. 11 passes went to tight ends. 5 passes went to wide receivers.
That is nuts.
5 in a 60-minute game. He hit 5 receivers. And let's not mention the drops. Duvernay had a drop. Demarcus Robinson had a drop. I think we're trying to sabotage Lamar, because Lamar came out like gangbusters beginning of the season. And the Baltimore Ravens are looking at it like, oh my God, his salary is creeping up and up and up. Please, somebody get hurt. Please, somebody get hurt. Then Bateman got hurt. And what did they do? They didn't go out to look for a replacement, which they should have done in the offseason. They said, we're going to roll with what we got. We're going to put Tylan Wallace out there and hope he gets his second catch. And he did, and that was it. James Prochet. We're gonna roll him out and hope he does James Prochet type things, and he did. Smurfly nada. So
Perfectly. No
so
word.
it's what Smurfly? You never watched the Smurfs growing up?
No.
Okay.
I was more of a He-Man. I was more of a He-Man fan.
You can watch He-Man and the Smurfs, bro, but whatever.
Well, you're saying that the Ravens are trying to doom Lamar.
You're fine.
Honestly, let's be honest. The Hollywood Brown trade right now looks very, very suspicious because if you had Hollywood Brown right now, you probably the Ravens are in a better spot. They're probably 4-2, 5-1, maybe, and you don't have that wide receiver. And you can talk about how Hollywood Brown had his issues with drops and things like that.
He didn't.
But that was the excuse. That's what you heard. And remember a couple weeks ago, Hollywood Brown's dropping balls. This is why we got rid of him. Da 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 da. But how much of a difference would he be making right now for you guys?
A whole lot of difference, because that's why I don't pay people any mind about Hollywood. Bateman has more drops 6 weeks into the season, and he's missed 2 games. He's had more drops already than Hollywood had all of last year. So when people sit there and say, "Oh, Hollywood this, Hollywood that," they discount the big plays that Hollywood made. They discount the players against Pittsburgh, against the Cowboys, Cincinnati. They like to look at the negative because he's not the prototypical wide receiver. Because he's 5'9", 175 pounds, they like to say, "Oh, we need a big guy. We need this guy." He may not be a number 1 wide receiver, or he may not be what people are looking for, but especially for what we do in Baltimore, he fits it well. Lamar knows he can trust him. That's why he and Andrews have such a connection. Him and Hollywood had that same connection. I know where he's going to be. I know where he's going to go. You know what I'm saying? That's why Lamar can be in trouble and throw it up. That interception that he threw today, who was he throwing it to? Why are you throwing late over the middle of the Patrick Ricard? Why do we have a freaking fullback in the game anyway?
Well, also too, Tony, that touchdown, that almost touchdown at like in the third quarter, I believe, in like 9:50, where like literally smacks Mark Andrews in the face and he doesn't catch it. Because I remember multiple weeks, Jose keeps talking about how like Mark Andrews, he always drops touchdown passes, like he in the red zone where we need him to touch, like sometimes Mark Andrews can be like not the most reliable in the red zone because he's had multiple red zone touchdown drops. There's been time.
He almost dropped a touchdown today.
Yeah. Well, he did. He almost dropped it.
He did, but he almost dropped the one that he actually caught. Like he was, we got a tip from Brodney. Thank you, Brodney, for the $10 tip. Appreciate you, bro. You always coming through. He said trade deadline November 1st. Will the Ravens add a playmaker on offense, and who will it be?
No.
I honestly, now that you said what you said, Hendo, I don't think they are. I don't think they're in any. They're in
Hendo, I think you have a point. I think you have a point. They're trying to
I don't think they're talking to Carolina. I don't think they're talking to Carolina.
Now, listen. So, Brodney, do I think that they will make a trade? I think that they will not. But most likely, if everybody is unfamiliar, Robbie Anderson had an incident with the wide receivers coach in the Carolina game earlier. Like he literally got face to face with him in a screaming match. And I think Robbie Anderson is trying to get thrown out of Carolina. He's tired of the losing. He's tired of the bad quarterback play. And he's actually trained with Lamar in the offseason. So he's pretty comfortable with him. And, Robbie Anderson.
But are you gonna be okay with Robbie Anderson choking out Harbs on the sideline if he gets heated?
He won't be there. We have a different culture.
Did it.
Listen, no, he didn't. He didn't almost do anything.
Mark Peters wants to.
Yeah, Mark Peters wanted to.
He wants to. Because I remember
have a different culture.
He beat up a coach at Washington.
That's Washington.
He'll beat up a grown man. He don't care.
And who is he beating up in Baltimore?
Nobody.
Because we have a culture here, bro. We have a culture, right or wrong. What?
You have a culture of what? Yeah, what is the culture?
The culture is be a man, act right. Like, listen, you can have arguments with your coach, but you didn't see him get in his face and act like he was about to fight him. There's an agenda behind what Robbie Anderson did, and he wants to get out. And a lot of people think that he may be coming to Baltimore. I don't think so. I think Baltimore is going to roll with what they have because they don't want Lamar balling out. They don't want Lamar reaching the AFC Championship game, going to the Super Bowl, because that means there's more money. They already flaked on paying him $40 million. He's shown he's worth more than that now. So Lamar's probably up to $50 million right now. if he balls out and he has a great season and his touchdown to interception ratio goes up and he leads us in the playoffs, Lamar's looking at $55 million a year, and the Ravens just aren't going to pay it. Now people say, hey, you can get the franchise tag. He can get the franchise tag, but that full franchise tag goes against the cap. And I don't think Baltimore is prepared, because the franchise tag next year is going to be about $45 to $48 million as it stands.
Fully
right now.
guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed. Fully against the cap. There's no maneuvering around it. It's no wiggle room. It's no anything. So
and if they do it again, the second time,
it'll be
55.
55.
And then they do it again, and if they do it a third time, if they do it a third time, if they do,
I don't think he'll get to a second time. I told Garnett, I think if they franchise him next year, he'll play, and then he'll want to get traded.
Yeah, no,
I think he will take that absolutely as disrespect.
I don't think he'll play next year.
I said this in the Discord. I said he's going to Kirk Cousins them. Kirk Cousins played on the franchise tag twice for Washington. The first one was 35, and the second one was 40. They could have franchised him a third time, and then it would have cost them $50 million. So they let him walk. Then he signed that deal in Minnesota. The Ravens, either they got to pay up or they're going to let Lamar Jackson walk.
I don't think they're going to let him walk. I think they'll try. I think personally they'll franchise him next year.
Non-exclusive.
He'll play, but then he'll go to Baltimore and says, "I don't want to be here next year."
Trade me. Why would listen? I'm already playing on a 5th-year option. Why would I want to play on a franchise tag? I think that I've shown you everything that I can technically show you of what you put around me for 5 years. Why do I have to play on another tag?
I think he's a stand-up guy that he'll play. He'll play just to play because he's getting paid. But then I think he'll go to Baltimore and say, "I don't want to be here if you're going to franchise me. Then we haven't got a deal done."
Facts, but here's
and you need to trade. You need to trade me to get something for me because I don't want to play here anymore.
I get it, but here's the difference, Suge. After this season, his contract with the Baltimore Ravens is up. They could franchise tag him, but just because they tagged you does not mean you're a part of the team. Le'Veon Bell was tagged by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he was not a part of the team until he
sat though. He sat though.
But here's the difference, though. He's a running back. We have a quarterback. The Ravens are going to need some type of compensation. They're not going to say, okay, Lamar, you're sitting out the year. Well, we'll just go with Tyler Huntley. No, they're going to say, listen, what do you want? You don't want to be here? If you sign this contract, we'll get you to wherever you want to go.
Okay, they can do that then. Okay,
and I think everything personally is being set up for Miami. We don't know what's going to happen with Tua. It was already speculated that he was going to go down to Miami and be their quarterback.
He got cleared. Did you see that news today? He got cleared to come.
He may have gotten cleared, but him personally, and maybe the team doctors or people with morals or high ground, they may say, "Look, bro, you might want to take the rest of the year off."
Yeah.
And then next year,
I would be shocked. I would be shocked to see him on the field again this year. If he's on the field again this year, and he gets hit any kind of way, I am definitely afraid of seeing someone die on the football field. To be honest with you.
So, Raven C, listen, bro. Most of these people don't know who Andy Griffith is. They don't know. They're not old enough.
Andy Griffin, the black and white TV show.
Okay, you're old enough. You're old enough to know.
Yeah, I'm old. Ferris was even born. I don't even think he was thought of at that time.
I know the show.
Oh, okay.
I watched it.
Ferris is an old soul.
Ferris is an old soul. Yes.
No, they would. I didn't want to cut nobody off. You know what I mean? I've been shamed, so I'm not gonna.
Hold on. What do you mean they can't go with Huntley? Huntley can't win. What are you talking about, Raven C? I specifically remember last year, Ravens flock was saying, "Get rid of Lamar. Sign Huntley. Let's go with this cheaper option. He's better anyway. He has a better connection with Rashad Bateman. So let's let Lamar go." What do you mean we can't go with Huntley? But that's that. Listen, more than a lot of people think, this may be the plan, because like I told somebody last night, the Baltimore Ravens actually believe they created Lamar Jackson. That's why every time you turn on some kind of a sports news outlet, they sit there and say, yes, the Baltimore Ravens cultivated this offense for Lamar Jackson. They did not cultivate an offense for anyone. Greg Roman only knows how to run one offense, and that's what it is. And Lamar took that crap and turned it into Shinola, as the old saying goes. So I'm tired of people thinking that, but sometimes with old white men,
I have a theory.
Hubris gets in the way, and they actually believe that they made Lamar. So if I made Lamar for probably $25 to $35 million less a year, I can make Huntley too. What's your theory first?
You know, my theory is based off of your theory that they're sabotaging because they want to decrease his value in money.
Mhm.
It takes me back to a story about Chad Johnson when he was up for an extension or an extra bonus with Cincinnati. That year, the year he wanted more money or wanted to be traded from Cincinnati, Cincinnati decreased his targets and ruined his yardage that year. So his market value was tanked. And then they re-signed him on a cheaper deal than they added Terrell Owens.
Facts.
Yeah,
They did.
and
Yep.
Yolanda, I really believe get ready for disappointment with the Lamar Jackson. To be honest with you,
Right.
it just something just if it continues the way it is right now, and like Hendo said, at the beginning of the year, he was balling out. He's throwing 3-4 touchdowns a game. You know, he threw 2 today, and you know, and he ran the ball, which you know we don't really want him to. He had 77 yards running the ball, you know, but if this continues where he doesn't just have help, I mean, why would he stay? You know, why not? You know, and I know some Daniel Franklin said we're not trading him to an AFC team. If he wants to go to an AFC team,
He'll go to an AFC team.
he's going to an AFC team.
Yeah.
So-
Also, look, I just want to point out something too. You know,
Mhm.
shout out to Kayvon Thibodeau. You played great, man. Love you.
And
All
I
right.
called that. I called that too. I said he's going to have a breakout game versus us. Now, as far as trading him to an AFC team, you have to realize the Ravens don't give a damn about that. The Ravens care about who's offering up the best draft capital. That's all it is about. So they can tag Lamar, and I think that if they do, it's going to be the non-exclusive rights tag, and that opens it up for any team to give up 2 first-round picks. And if they give up these 2
And they
first-round
will.
picks,
They will.
and
give
they
up
will,
those.
and
They
right,
will.
and they will. And I heard shout out to Coach Evans, you know, Sip the Tally. Make sure y'all go over, watch, and subscribe. He had somebody on his show earlier, and they were like, "Oh, Lamar had a bad game. Is he worth $300 million guaranteed?" First and foremost, Lamar never asked for $300 million guaranteed. Second of all, regardless if he's worth it or not, there's a team that will give it to him. Everybody thinks because the Baltimore Ravens won't pay him that money, that there aren't teams out there that will not. Because I guarantee you, if the Pittsburgh Steelers got the opportunity to sign Lamar Jackson, the Pittsburgh Steelers would sign Lamar Jackson as well as the New York Giants. Am I wrong, first?
No, we will. We will. Yeah, we will do that. Because
You will.
yeah, who wouldn't? Like who wouldn't? Like whoever needs a quarterback, who wouldn't want to get that guy? You know, the Ravens would love 4 third-round picks so they can draft 3 tight ends. You know what I mean? Like, so like that's the way they operate. It's mind-boggling to me. Like, here's the thing about, like, I fell for the media narrative, right? For years, I thought like the Ravens are a well-run organization. They know how to run a football team because every other year they're in the playoffs and they win a lot of games here and there. They make an AFC championship. They make a Super Bowl, here and there, and I'm like, this is a well-run organization. But then when you kind of like reveal the veil of the national media cover, because they're covering for them, they're not a very well-run organization.
They're not.
Like look what the Chiefs did for Patrick Mahomes. Look what the Bills did for Josh Allen.
The Eagles.
What the Eagles did for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts ain't better than Lamar Jackson.
Not even close.
Not even close. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely not. Lamar Jackson, you know when I knew that man was talented? This one I knew that man was talented. It was his sophomore year. It was his freshman winning, his Heisman winning season.
Don't do it.
It's Heisman winning season.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can you let me finish? The first 2 games of that year, he had 14 touchdowns. He had 7. He had 7 against Syracuse. Then he had 7 against the University of Charlotte, Charlotte. No. Yeah, it was Charlotte.
Right, but to be clear, first, how many of those touchdowns were passing?
They were half. It was half and half.
Right.
It was 7 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was 7 and 7. And in the games, it was kind of misjudged. But overall, the 14 was 7 and 7.
So he could pass and didn't have to run them all in. All right, okay.
No. That's the thing. No, but here's the thing about him. He played in the Bobby Petrino system, right? I remember when Bobby Petrino had this quarterback named Ryan Mallett, right? And he was in the system, right? And he was drafted by the Patriots. And the reason people thought Ryan Mallett was going to be successful is he operated a Bobby Petrino offense. This offense that needs high intellect to operate, right? But then out of nowhere, when Lamar Jackson operated to a success level, It wasn't about Lamar's intellect that people talked about. It was like, oh, he transcended the scheme and he no, Bobby Petrino doesn't change his scheme for nobody.
Facts.
You need this to run his scheme, and this is what Lamar Jackson has. People think that man is stupid because when he talks, it's a little slow and has a southern drawl. No, he's just from Florida.
He's just a part of the new generation.
Yeah, exactly.
That new Southern generation.
Exactly. You know, he's a smart young man. I believe in this young man. And if you don't play your cards right, that man, like, quarterbacks need to know this, man. You're powerful. You are powerful. You are beyond, like, your powers. You could change the league if you fully understand your power and your like, imagine, like, I talk about this all the time. The reason NFL players lose labor negotiations is that all 32 quarterbacks aren't together.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But if all 32 quarterbacks the NFL has to do whatever the hell the players want because the quarterback's the moneymaker. He runs the show. They run the show. And Lamar, if he don't want to be here, he's gone. He's gone. You know, like Russell Wilson forced his way out of Seattle. Who the hell does Russell Wilson think he is? He ain't Lamar Jackson.
He's Mr. Sierra.
Whatever.
He's Mr. Sierra.
That's what he is.
He damn sure ain't Russell Wilson. I don't know who the hell that is. That Bradley tricked me into trading in the fantasy football league, and he's done nothing since then.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, hey, man, like, here's the thing, man. Lamar Jackson has, like, great quarterbacks need a receiver. Like, Joe Montana had Jerry. You act like Joe Montana was thrown to nobodies.
John Taylor, Brent Jones, Roger Craig. He had pieces.
Dwight Clark. Don't here's the thing. Like, it's this thing, man. It's this thing. The NFL does, right, is they see a black quarterback and they think this man is Superman and they don't have to give him weapons. It happened with Michael Vick in Atlanta. They're like, you know what, Michael? It's all right. We'll give you a good receiver. Who? We'll give you Algie Crumpler.
Listen, I'm not trying to refute what you're saying. Algie Crumpler was the man.
No, he was the man. No,
him and Roddy White.
No, but here's the thing. He was the man. But he had no receivers. Roddy White was still a rookie. Then Michael Vick went to jail. Yeah, he had Roddy for like a year or two. And then he went to prison. Matt Ryan had Roddy White.
Yeah, he did have the prime. Yeah. He had prime Roddy White. I give it. So let me ask you, Suge. As the resident know-it-all, do you think that it's because Lamar is black that the Ravens have this kind of uneasy feeling of giving into his demands, even though he is the franchise, because he's black? Suge?
I don't know why you keep emphasizing black.
I just want you to feel what I'm saying, so that there's no misconception.
Look, as a Steeler fan, we support and we love black quarterbacks. As a Steeler fan.
That is a fact. Okay? That is truth.
You know, we love Byron Leftwich. We love Cordell Stewart. We love Charlie Batch. You know, we support them. So Dennis
Dixon.
Yeah, you know. Michael Vick. We had Michael Vick. So we get, you know, he, even though our fans were out protesting, care more about a damn dog than him. You know, we supported Michael Vick. But I think, because I'll be honest with you, back when he was drafted, I was in the camp of like, well, is he going to be a quarterback? Because
the media painted that picture for you.
You know, the media painted that picture, and honestly, since hanging out with and talking and seeing Jose's podcast and Brodney's, you can't look at Lamar and say he's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's probably top 5. You know, so when you look at these things that are happening within the Ravens, you know, where they're not getting him weapons and they're just really trying to keep him, you know, from being this, you know, he's an MVP. You can't just win MVP. Like
unanimous. Ben Roethlisberger, put some respect on his name.
Yeah, unanimous. You know, Ben Roethlisberger had a year where he put up 5,000 yards, almost 40 touchdowns, I think. He wasn't even close. He didn't even get close. He didn't sniff MVP votes ever. It was like 1 or 2 years maybe. Lamar won the MVP unanimously. That means that this this guy can play football and he can play quarterback.
Excuse me for a second, Shug.
Sure, no problem.
We got a $20 donation here. Thank you, Horace, for supporting. He says, "Great stream. Appreciate you, bro."
Thank you. The more you guys donate, the more Hendo pays us. Back to my point.
Facts.
Yeah,
that's the bet. Give me half your Streamlabs.
You want to bet? So you finally want to come up with a bet after the game's over?
Now, hey man, can I talk about something, man?
What would you like?
Our run defense was horrible. It was horrible.
It was terrible.
It was atrocious. No, but his thing too, like it was like we also
actually I have to disagree with you, Ferris. It was good because after Kenyon Drake carried for 10 carries, they stopped giving him the ball. So y'all must have been doing something.
So Shug,
that's scheme.
No,
that's
it's not even that. Shug, you as a Ravens fan should already know when Greg Roman finds something successful.
I hate you.
When Greg Roman finds something,
I'm cutting you off. You retake that statement back.
Okay, I retract.
I didn't cut you off this
statement. Shug is not a Ravens fan. Shug is a Ravens super fan. And anyway, when Greg Roman finds something that works, he stops. We start getting successful in one aspect of a game. He says, "You know what? I've done too much of that, and we're doing too well. Let's get away from it." That's the only reason that we stopped, because we were gashing. I was giving Greg Roman props. Like, look, these run concepts, this zone blocking, I'm like, he's doing his thing. Like, he's gone in his bag. I'm a little upset about J.K. not being in there, but listen, Kenyon Drake came in and showed everything we've been looking for in a running back outside of Justice Hill. This is the things that we were looking for. He came in and did it. Greg Roman went away from it, and I think that's why we lost the game, because, hey, we don't know how to close games out.
Yeah, because his thing, like our run defense was horrible. When Leonard Williams was out, we were pretty good with him in the game. We stifled Derrick Henry, and then against the Ravens, it's just like we didn't know what the hell. We didn't know how to run stop. We just didn't know what it was. We were allergic to it. It wasn't very good. It was like there was open creases. Kenyon Drake, like the touchdown run on Kenyon Drake, they over slanted, like Nick Williams over slanted, and we literally slanted into their blocking fits. Literally slanted into their blocking fits, and they pulled Ben Powers. They pulled Ben Powers. And then when they pulled him, he was pulling, and he had nobody to hit
to block. He had no one to block.
Nobody to block because they slanted into the blocking fits. So then he just ran up to the seam and finally got a linebacker, and Kenny Drake was gone. I'm like, dude, why are we slanting? Why are we slanting? Like, no, like don't like you slant on pass rushes so you can try to overload a side. You don't slant on runs. Run fits should be straight up. Do gap assignment and flow to the ball, either left or right. But we were like, why are you slanting?
And I know it's killing Ravens fans and Wink that the Giants won this game with Wink. It is killing Ravens fans right now.
And that brings me to my next question. First, do you think that Wink made adjustments in the second half?
You've had to, because here's the thing. People forget the head coach is the head coach for a reason. He could go to the defensive coordinator and be like, "Hey, change this. Right. Like, change this." Like, that's the thing people don't forget. Like Brian Daboll is Wink Martindale's boss. He could be like, "Hey, Wink, they're gashing us right here. Let's change this. How do we change it?" Mm-hmm. It's not like, hey, Wink, just run the defense. I have no say in this. No, that's what Brian Daboll has found. He made a conscious choice to say, Mike Kafka, you call the plays. I will be the head coach. You call the plays. I am the head coach. So I can flow back and forth from my coordinators. I am a head coach. You're not an offensive coordinator. So Brian Daboll's like, I'm going to be a head coach.
What's up,
that's
coach?
the problem. That's the problem with some of these new age head coaches. They also want to be the offensive coordinator. Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell, Kyle Shanahan. He has no offensive coordinator. He calls the plays. Sean McVay calls the plays. But Brian Daboll's like, I'm not calling the plays. I'm the head coach. I'm going to flow back and forth. Because here's the thing. Like, an offensive coordinator can be like, the reason they're beating us is because you're not doing this. Who can stop an offense better than an offensive coordinator?
This is true.
So he's like, hey, Wink, let's adjust this and this. And that's why the Giants are 5-1. We don't have players. They're all injured. Our roster is Brent Bredesen is our starting left guard, for Christ's sakes.
Y'all got Tyree Phillips on your squad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't have dudes. We're out coaching teams. We're out coaching them.
So the Giants are those dudes.
They are those dudes. They're dudes. So that brings me to a point I made earlier. I said earlier on Twitter, like, listen, is this what good coaching does with bad talent?
Yes.
Is this how they overcome not having the pieces on the field? So if Brian Daboll, and we all knew what he's done with Josh Allen, that he had certain types of skills, but for him to take Daniel Jones, listen, a New York Giants team that we knew only had Saquon Barkley, that's the only guy we were worried about. Nobody special on defense. Now you have a couple pieces here, and like I said, I really like Dexter Lawrence. But for you to have,
we have a couple.
You have a couple youngins. But just overall, if we go tete-a-tete for player to player, we clearly have more talent. So this game actually kind of highlighted sometimes coaching can overcome talent.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of people, a lot of Ravens fans can't see that we've had talent for year upon year upon year, but the guy leading the charge just isn't getting it done.
Yeah, because here's the thing, man. Like the Josh Allen, if he wasn't coached by Brian Daboll, Josh Allen would be Blake Bortles.
He would be Blake Bortles. So Yolanda says, I would like to know who from the Ravens coaching staff will be on the hot seat this week. Jobs should be in jeopardy at this point. So to answer your question, Yolanda, no one's on the hot seat.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna be on the hot seat. Who should be? It should be hard. It should be everybody. Yeah, everyone except the special teams coach. They should never be fired.
Why should he not? Why should he?
Fire everybody.
Why not? Listen, I don't know how much input, and this goes out to Coach Evans, Sip the Talent. Like I said earlier, if you haven't seen him, watch the show, like, subscribe, and everything else. But this goes to Coach Evans. I don't know whose input it was to draft Jordan Stout. He's not that dude. Instead of pinning the Giants down, he kicked it into the end zone. Like, his punting is not what you all made it seem like it was going to be. Now, I understand everybody was all high on punt guard or whatever, and he did what he did, but you had Jordan Stout, for most of Ravens flock, told me he was the better punter.
We know why punt guard didn't get drafted. Now we know.
Now we know. But a lot of people told me, oh, he's better than punt guard. He's better than punt guard. Really? Because I need a punter that can kick in the fourth quarter when we got a team coming back and kind of stop their momentum. I need a punter who's going to pin teams in or put us in a position to win. He's not doing it. Yes, right, coach. We trash and your punt is trash. I hate to say it. So that's another 4th round pick wasted that we could have used to move up in the draft to get a wide receiver. Round. Yes. Wow. 4th round punter that we could have used in the 1st round to pick up to get a wide receiver, which we desperately need now. And I hate to keep hitting this over your head, but we said all off season, we need somebody other than Bateman. We need somebody other than Bateman. We need somebody other than Bateman. Oh no, we need to let these young guys cook, see what they can do. Well, like I told you, we saw what they could do in training camp, OTAs, and it was nothing. And now that Rashad Bateman got hurt, we're being stifled. Your catch guard, Devin Duvernay, what did he have today? 1 catch. 1 catch from a New York Giants secondary that this man who is a fan of the team can tell you they ate all that.
They're not because here's the thing with Wayne Martindale. He loves himself a safety. He loves a safety, right? And here's the thing about the reason safeties play safety and not corner is that sometimes they're not very good in coverage. All right. Thanks. And that's why they play safety. We have at one point we had 3 safeties on the field because we're blitzing somehow. You mean, and one of the safeties is blitzing. Yeah, and our we haven't had a good CB2 since Aaron Ross left. Shout out to Aaron Ross, by the way. Shout out to Aaron Ross and Samaya Ross, Olympic champion Samaya Ross, by the way. Shout out to that family, beautiful family. But yeah, we haven't had a cornerback duo that we're confident in them since him and Corey Webster. Shout out to Corey Webster. Shout out to you, Don.
Shout out to Corey Webster.
Shout out to Corey Webster. Yeah, but literally, our second, it's no. I'm a big fan of our safeties, Julian Love, Xavier McKinney, and Dane Belton, but our corners, Adoree Jackson. I love me some Adoree here and there, but Adoree, I want to see Adoree against Stephon Diggs. Adoree like Adoree didn't play against Carolina. I don't think. Wait, did he play against Carolina? No, I don't
What's
think
going on, AG? Why do you want to see? Listen, why do you want to see him go up against these number ones? Because we've seen this in Tennessee. When he was drafted by Tennessee, we saw him go up against these people. That's why he's no longer in Tennessee.
Exactly. No, but here's the thing too. Even good corners get beat by number ones. Like yeah. So like Jair Alexander is a pretty good corner. He's a pretty good corner. He's really great. Justin Jefferson made him look like he doesn't know what football looks like on a route. Like he beats. Like here's the thing. Like you're gonna get beat by a great wide receiver. A great corner just needs to forget about it and keep it moving. And like here's the problem with that is that play that you get beat on is gonna be put on social media. It's gonna get shared. Everyone's gonna call like, oh, he got cooked. He ain't that good. Blah 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 blah. But like a great corner just keeps it moving. And Adoree Jackson he's a fine corner. But we need like I'm gonna be real with you. Shout out to JD Sports, he's a Jets fan. When they drafted Sauce Gardner, I was like, God damn it. I wanted Sauce. I wanted him. Because I knew corner was a thing we were lacking, as well as defensive line. But they drafted Sauce. We got Kayvon and Evan Neal. I'm fine with it.
But couldn't you have taken Stingley?
He was at 3.
Oh, did he go 3 for real?
Yeah, he did. Houston drafted him at 3, and then Sauce was at 4. And then we were at 5. And then we drafted Kayvon.
Hey, Hendo, can you bring up MDT's comment?
Which one?
Where'd it go?
Is it
MTD? That one, yeah. So I'm seeing this too on Twitter. A lot of people are blaming Lamar, and like we've heard like Rodney say and Jose say like, hey, quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers played like trash today.
He did.
Brady didn't play that well today.
How about Josh Allen missed some throws?
Yeah, and so you're over here blaming Lamar, and you're looking at these comments of, oh, I see why he I don't see how he should be getting paid all this money and da da da. Look at you don't have to know football, but if you do not recognize that if this man was not on the Ravens would probably be 1-4. They'd probably be the bottom of the AFC. Like you have to, and I understand there's been games
could be
like where you can, where you could be like, we gave up second half points. Our defense didn't play well. That's very true. But you really got to look and not sit here and go, if it wasn't for Lamar, we probably wouldn't even be in some of these games. If it wasn't for Lamar, we probably wouldn't even have 3 wins right now.
Yeah.
And for people to really bring up the fact that they're like, it has to do with the money, don't pay him. It is mind-boggling. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a Steelers fan. I love my team. But if Lamar Jackson was on our team, I'll take him. I'd take him because we'd be probably 6-0 right now.
Anybody.
Anybody.
And the fact that you have fans saying this, your own fans saying this, it is crazy.
Here's the thing. The Ravens, they're great in media manipulation, right? Media manipulation. They love it. The media, like no one really ever criticizes the Ravens, right? Because they the way they warp the media, the sports media is easily manipulated, right? Because it's based on connections. You want access to these players and these organizations, or they'll just shut off access and keep it moving. So you got to kind of like stroke their ego, be nice to them, even though you don't want to, because they're idiots. So they manipulate the media due to access, right? Because they have a crown jewel of information in Lamar Jackson. People want to talk to Lamar Jackson. They want to talk to him. He's an interesting fellow. He's the starting quarterback. He's an MVP. He's the best. So they got to kind of but the Ravens can stop you from talking to that guy. They can if they want to. They just won't grant you access, and that's how they do it. Yeah. Media, Lamar Jackson. If he was not playing, I guarantee you, I think y'all would be 1-5, 0-6.
So that was going to bring me to my next question, and this goes out to everybody, and then you can put in the chat.
Tony, one more point. Can I have one more point? Sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't want to cut you off. One more point.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. No, also too, great quarterbacks have a bad game. They miss a throw. So you act like these people, they're great players, but they human beings who miss. Aaron Rodgers played like trash last week in the second half against the Giants. No one was saying like, see, I don't know why Lamar, I don't know why Aaron Rodgers is getting paid $50 million a year. The Packers messed up. They shouldn't have paid him that much money. He's 38. Why? Like, no one says the Packers re-signed this man who is 38 to a 3-year deal worth $150 million. Why doesn't anyone talk about that deal? Because the man's 38. Because he's white. Because he's white. Because he's white.
That is facts. That is, listen, hold on. That is facts. That is factually correct as well. But the problem is you are outsiders. You don't know Ravens fans, Ravens flock. The Ravens flock are brainwashed. Like, as a whole, the majority are brainwashed. They need an excuse to justify why Lamar isn't worth a whole bunch of money. And I'm not saying because he's black, because they did the same thing with Flacco. We don't, as a franchise, we don't like paying players. That's why
we pay Flacco.
We had to pay Flacco, bro.
That's true.
He wanted to see when I won the Super Bowl. We had to pay him.
That's true.
But aside from that, even before the Super Bowl run and everything, I heard from I don't know how true it is, but I heard that the Ravens and Flacco were about $2 million apart. So whatever contract he wanted, the Ravens weren't willing to give up $2 million. So instead, they let him bet on himself and had to give him $120 million. Then 3 years later, had to give him a $66 million extension instead of ponying up $2 million. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? So yeah, we can't sit here and blame Lamar because like you said, all quarterbacks have a bad game. But the question that I pose to everybody out there, and I want you to put the comments, I want you to answer in the comments, is if this team did not have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, do you think this team would be a winner? No. Would you be happy how this team is constructed right now without having Lamar Jackson as the quarterback? So I'm not blaming Lamar Jackson and no coach. I'm not blaming the punter. I'm blaming your head coach who chose a punter instead of taking one of those picks or several of those picks, moving up in the draft and actually getting someone that we needed. So no, I'm not blaming your punter, even though he's trash. We wasted a 4th round pick on trash. Your man EDC has had approximately 40 something draft picks and maybe had decently hit on 2 of them. I know Mikey in here and he likes Devin Duvernay. That's his new number 2, but he's still Devin Duvernay. Like, he's gonna have games where he has 1, 2, 3 catches for 27 yards.
And we'll get to the Giants. I think they deserve a lot of props for this game. But to be honest with you, Hendo, and we're talking about how Lamar, would this team be successful? If I'm the Ravens right now, I need to take a good look hard at ourselves and say, what do we got to do first off to keep Lamar and to win? So I think you need right now, and I know Bronny's going to disagree with me and everything, you try to get Robbie Anderson or you try to get DJ from the Panthers.
We need to get DJ. We don't need to get Robbie Anderson. We need to get DJ.
Well, I would get a receiver. Get some kind of receiver in there. I mean, DJ would be preferable, but if you can't, Robbie Anderson, or you start hitting teams and trying to get a wide receiver. Now, going to this comment, because I saw this. I don't know how it works in the NFL. Maybe Ferris can tell me with coaches. Mm-hmm. I call, if you're allowed to talk to coaches during the season, I call Brian Flores and say, we will give you full reign of this team and you will have them all.
Bruh. I'll take it.
And
you actually could. You could call.
Could you? Okay, I don't know. I don't know if you have to ask Pittsburgh, but I would call Ryan Flores and said, "Look, we will give you Baltimore. We will the team, and you have free reign. Get draft who you want.
Give them the entire city.
Yeah, construct this team. Construct this team the way you want, and we'll give you full reign. I believe if you did that, you would be able to keep. I think Lamar would then talk about a price, and he would stay because he'd probably be with the quarterback or a coach that he wants to be with. And you're going to bring in somebody that has a lot of heat behind them, that will have a lot of people talking, and you'll have the media really on top. Having you guys front and center as far as the NFL. So I think. Pudding didn't find girls with us. What? Look at that. Yeah, there's a thing. Hold up. Bronny got it. Okay. Bronny got it. It's spam for
that's right, moderators. Do your job.
Yeah, great job.
I can yell at Bronny now.
Oh shoot, they
listen. I can yell at Brodney now. I am somebody.
But I think that, or even Brian Leftwich. Yeah, Davon was, Leftwich would be great.
Right there.
You know,
It's gonna Jacksonville. You know, it's gonna bite them in the ass.
That's too much black power. Go to the court. Ravens see. That made me laugh right now.
Yeah.
You know what?
No,
I mean,
I think Jacksonville choosing Trent Baalke over Brian Leftwich is going to bite them in the butt. Because here's the thing about Trent Baalke, he always ruins his relationships with the teams he works with.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up getting fired, and guess what? Doug Peterson is going to find out why he was fired from the Niners. He's going to find out real quick, and then he's going to be like, God, I don't want to be here with you.
And you know what? As a Pittsburgh fan right now,
mm-hmm.
I think Brian Flores could come in and really help Patrick Queen. I know you guys would love Patrick Queen.
Anyway,
but seriously, look what he's doing with Devin Bush. Devin Bush, a lot of people were writing him off this year. Devin Bush has been actually playing very well. He's playing very well.
He will never
very well. He's playing. He's not like a Pro Bowl level right now, but he's playing good.
We just need decent.
Where people weren't really high on him, and he's doing a lot better. And I think and Miles Jack is looking great. I think that's a big Brian Flores influence. So if you wanted to bring a guy in that could help your defense and all these people that you guys are talking about that need work,
right?
I think Brian Flores would be the coach to come in and do that.
Hey man, speaking of linebackers, man,
Ravens C is opening up a can of worms because our franchise has never had a black head coach. So
neither of the Giants. We're like literally there's
New York. It's New York. All of New York is.
But how good? How much would that mean to Lamar?
How much?
How much would that mean?
By the way, I'm not from New York. I'm from California.
Which is weird.
I think it would be a sort of a boost, but I honestly think that Lamar doesn't care about that. I think Lamar cares about, listen, you put the right guy in place to get me the pieces that I need. I think most important to Lamar more than anything is winning the Super Bowl. Yes, he wants the money, he wants to get paid accordingly, but I think most important to Lamar is winning this Super Bowl, especially with all the doubters and you should switch to receiver, you should play running back, you in college, you should be a defensive back and all this other stuff. I think to prove the doubters wrong, and especially knowing that he has young black boys looking up to him, saying, listen, you can be a quarterback if you want to. And not only can you be a quarterback, you can do it in a fashion that you feel fit. Like you don't have to conform like some of the other black quarterbacks. I'm not calling anybody out. Broncos country, let's ride. But, you can be authentically yourself and still play quarterback. And I think that's what he's teaching a lot of these kids. And he wants to show them that. And what better way to do that than to be a Super Bowl champion? Because now, even though the haters will never go away, who's going to have something to say? You're a unanimous MVP. You're a Super Bowl winner under 30. And I think regardless of the white or black coach, that is what's most important to Lamar, to me.
Yeah,
let me ask you a question.
He succeeded with Bobby Petrino. He don't care.
I understand. I understand that, but I'm saying as a maybe it would give him more of a reason to stay. Now let me ask you a question. A lot of people are bringing up Eric Bieniemy from KC.
Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think that blow up though with Mahomes caused him to lose a head coaching job next year?
No, I think more than anything, his alleged rape case possibly had anything. Listen, when you're a black head coach or a black coach in the NFL, once you step out the realm of coordinator, you have to be perfect. You have to kind of play by their rules. You have to do the things that they want to do. Like, let's take, for instance, the Carolina Panthers interim coach, Steve Wilkes. He was hired as the head coach in Arizona. He was, I think, the only coach that was hired that year. And correct me if I'm wrong first, there were about 7 or 9 head coaches hired that year. And he was the only one where the Cardinals said, listen, you can come here, but you have to keep the staff that we give you.
99%. He had no say in the people he hired. That's true.
99% of the time, teams are going to let you bring in your own staff because you have people you rock with, people that have the same vision as you. But they said, no, you got to work with these people. Not only that, they told him, hey, we're taking Josh Rosen. He said, I don't want Josh Rosen. I don't want him. Like, he's not good. So you gave him your coaching staff, and you gave him the quarterback that you wanted, but he got fired. You fired him after 1 year. Let me know what white coach that happened to.
And then you hired a head coach
with a
who
loser
failed
record
in college.
He failed.
Like, no offense to no, fuck that. Forgive. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
I hate you, Davon.
No, forget it. Forget about me. Like, Cliff Kingsbury is the prime example that racism in the NFL exists. Like, if people are like, it doesn't exist, Cliff Kingsbury. That's all I gotta say. It's not based on merit. It's not based on what you did for me in the pros. This man literally failed. Had a losing record at Texas Tech.
Facts.
And then got an NFL head coaching job.
Hey, Ravens, don't tell Steeler fans that.
But listen, I think this brings up one of the points that we're trying to bring across, because listen, they made a big thing out of Mike Tomlin becoming the winningest black head coach in NFL history. And Mike Tomlin said, I'm not the winningest black coach in NFL history because I'm not a black coach. I'm a head coach. So this stat means
they were talking about it. They were talking about how the coach from Tampa Bay is black and Mike Tomlin's black. And they were like, "Oh, well, how does it feel playing under the black coach?" He's like,
I'm playing under the head coach.
I'm just playing I'm playing the head coach. Like, I like Mike Tomlin. We know each other. We've talked when they all meet together and stuff like that. But what do you mean? We're coaching against each other. Like you said. Yeah, Mike Tomlin. Like, it shouldn't be about that. It should be about your record. It should be about what you do with your team, wins, losses. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, yeah, he hasn't had a losing season. I know, and that's a little kind of weird to say, because 8-8 people say, oh, well, that's not winning, that's not losing, fine, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
But he still has a great record for regular season, and he's criticized all the time. When Ben got hurt and he was running Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph out there, still finished 8-8.
Yep, had him in playoff contention.
And I think sometimes it shouldn't. How can I say this? It's like, why do we focus on this stupid stuff like that? It should be the best person for the job. And when like Ferris says, you got people getting hired who have losing records. But you don't want to hire. You don't want to hire Byron Leftwich. You don't want to hire, a Brian Flores. You don't want to hire these people who have showed that they have success, and they show they can raise a team up. And look at what Brian Flores did with Miami.
I'll say this too.
With a quarterback he didn't want because he wanted Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Here's the thing too, man. The year Steve Wilkes got hired, Vance Joseph got hired in Denver. Yep. And they both got fired after 1 year.
Yep.
And were replaced with mediocre white coaches who got more than 1 year. And one of them is still there. Because Denver fired Vic Fangio already.
Did they? He was horrible.
He was bad. But Arizona kept Cliff Kingsbury. Like Mike Tomlin and Todd Bowles are correct. They're head coaches. You don't ask a white head coach and he's like, hey, you're against another white head coach. How do you feel about that? Like, because they think because it's already ingrained in sports media in society that white men are leaders. Of course they're in leadership positions. Duh. This is the norm. But then when they see
the privilege puts you there.
Exactly. The privilege puts you there. Then when they see a black man in a head coaching position or a GM position, by the way, there's 6 black GMs in the NFL. They look at them like, oh my God, this is very unique. It was like, it shouldn't be, because these are the best players for the job. Like who wouldn't know how to lead black men more than a black man? I don't how can you say black men can't lead black men when the NFL is 70% African American, and you're saying no, they can't lead themselves. White men have to lead them. White men have to lead them.
I mean, right? I don't think it has to be a black man needs to lead a black man.
Yeah,
I think it's just the best
man
and the best leader of men. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. It's leaders. Listen, I was in the military, and it was some Asians, it was some other people. They were good leaders. Mm-hmm. They knew how to lead people the right way because they didn't look at color. They looked at, hey, I need to do what's best for this situation, what's best for my group of men. I don't give a damn what color you are, because in the military, you're green. You're light green or you're dark green, but in the military, you're green, and that's it. And that's how it kind of should be in the NFL. But then on the other side, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I can understand how me as a billionaire, I want who I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've earned the right to choose who I want as my general manager. I chose the right to have the head coach that I want in this organization. But I do think that there comes a time when, especially in the 90s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, where they just kept recycling the same coach from job to job to job to job, and none of them were winning. It came a time where you said, hey, we need some fresh blood in here. We need to find somebody else.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be that Caucasian male. Bring a female in. I know some females that are brilliant NFL minds, but who knows if they will ever get the chance. I know, listen, your boy down in Tampa Bay, what's his name? Bruce Arians, he's trying to give everybody a shot. He wants everybody. Listen, Bruce Arians wants everybody to get their role as a head coach in the NFL. And I just think that it comes time to move on. But you know what? That's enough about race. Let's move on. We've talked about the Ravens. We talked about the Giants. Let's talk about these Pittsburgh Steelers really quick. And give me your thoughts on today's game, because
Giants, by the way, I just want to point that out.
Okay, first, this is your time. You won.
Man, he doesn't let me talk. Let's just
I'm saying. I'm saying, like, we didn't really talk about the Giants defense and how Kayvon Thibodeau is finally emerging, being a good pass rushing threat. By the way, game-winning strip sack, by the way, for him, shout to him. Our linebackers are playing better. Tate Crowder is improving. I remember against the Cowboys, that Ezekiel Elliott touchdown. He could have stopped Ezekiel Elliott if he wrapped up, but he decided to try to hit Ezekiel, but Ezekiel just bounced off of him and he scored the touchdown. But now he's wrapping up his tackles. And also too, in a Wink Martindale scheme, you need the linebackers who can blitz. And I think Tate Crowder can blitz very, very prominently. Michael McFadden's pretty good in coverage. And then, Jalen Smith he's a good flower. He flows very nicely. Sometimes he gets, dug up into the traffic on occasion, but he flows mostly nicely. Dane Belton is a good Swiss Army knife. We have him at safety. We have him at linebacker.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm stopping you here first. We're not going to go through each and every goddamn New York Giant player. We're not. No. We're not going through each and every person on your team and giving your assessment.
No, but that was it. All right, one last person. Evan Neal had a great game. All right, now I'm done.
All right, Shug. Like I said earlier.
What about the offensive line first?
We're not doing
we have a top 5 left tackle.
Listen, whatever. Shug, your thoughts on your Pittsburgh Steelers team? Because I bet against them. I had Tampa Bay winning that game, and I thought Tampa Bay was going to win that game at big.
Yeah, everybody did. I got told last night. I was telling you the story when we were hanging out. I was at a bar last night, and this guy was like, "Yeah, I'm a Tampa fan. I'm a Steelers fan." He's like, "Yeah, we're about to kill you." I'm like, "Yeah, probably. You're probably gonna beat us by 30." I didn't expect this out of them. I love the first drive coming from Pickett, and then I don't know what happened with our offense at that. You're talking about your offense and defensive coordinator. I really feel the Steelers need to get rid of our offensive coordinator. Matt Canada is not.
He's a college coach.
He's a college coach, and we don't need that. I think Pickett's look good. Fortunately, he got hurt, and Tricky Mitch came in and saved the day. Made some great throws. Let me tell you something. He made some great throws, especially to Claypool. He made some great throws. Claypool made some great catches. So it was a good win for us. But it was the defense. I will give Tomlin a lot of credit here. He really went after the defense this week because that was ridiculous. Because they had a lot of third and longs against the Bills.
You sure it wasn't Brian Flores?
It could have been Brian Flores. It could have been both. I give them both props. Like I said, Devin Bush look great. I will say what's coming out of this game and everything that's going on with the Ravens and stuff. The AFC North just looks miserable. Everybody is 3-3, and the Steelers are 2-4. This AFC North.
The Browns should not be.
Are they? I thought they won today.
No, they lost.
They lost
Again. I think they should be tied with you at 2-4. Yeah,
Yep, 2-4. So 3-3, 2-4. And we can honestly say probably the Browns until they get Deshaun Watson back aren't really going to be a team to worry about. You guys have them next week. If you all lose that game next week, oh Lord,
then someone shall get fired.
Yeah, someone definitely should get fired. And wow, if y'all lose next week, I think Jose is going to lose it on camera. But I'll say the AFC North, there's only going to be one. There's only going to be the division champ in the playoffs. The way have you not been watching Jose and Brody's thing? Like it looks like Jose's like the side of his head is just like starting to pulsate every time he starts talking about the Ravens when they lose. Like he looks like he's about to lose it. Like, I've noticed it because but he's got this look like he's about to snap. And if they lose to the Browns next week, I think he's gonna lose it. But I only think there's gonna be one team coming out of the AFC North in the playoffs. I thought there would be two.
Possibly three.
I don't think so. I think unless something like people start going on a run, I think 10-7 or 17 games. Yeah, 10-7, maybe even 9-8 might get win the division right now because none of the teams look great. Hopefully Pittsburgh, we're supposed to be getting TJ Watt's injury kind of pushed him back, but hopefully he'll be coming back soon. Minka was missing today. Two of our corners were missing. Mm-hmm. Like we had nobody on defense, and all of a sudden they decided to show up and play. And I don't like Leonard Fournette. I just want to say that guy runs like a fucking freight train over people. Like he took out one of our corners just running.
I traded for him.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I remember you posted that on fantasy football.
Number one team in the league.
Because people are dumb and trade with you. Ferris, why did we let people trade with him? God, people are stupid.
I don't know. No, I was gonna say this, man. I don't think TJ Watt's coming back. The man tore his pectoral or his bicep.
No, he didn't tear it. No, he didn't tear it. No, it was like a strain, a slight tear. But then what happened was he got some knee work done, and so it pushed it out 2 more weeks.
Deer antler spray.
Oh.
So what you're saying is, well, no, it doesn't matter if TJ Watt comes back or not because you're not making the playoffs. So let's.
I said it with Garnett on our show last week. I don't, unless all of a sudden now, like the Steelers win their next 4 games. Mm-hmm. I would kind of just let TJ take his time.
Shut him down.
Yeah, because unless like we're playing, we beat Tampa. Let's say we win the next 3 games. Okay, so now we're 5-4.
Right.
What are the Ravens? If the Ravens are, and what are the Bengals? If the Bengals are,
they're both 3.
They're 3-3 right now. But if they're 7-3 and we're 5-4, if we were 1 game behind, maybe I would try to push for it. But then you're gonna go into playoffs and you're probably gonna play the Bills, and we see what the Bills did to us last time. I don't want to go through that shit again. Okay. So you maybe shut it down. And just kind of let them relax. Try to maybe get a top 5 pick, and then you see what George Pickens has done. You still have all the young receivers. You signed Deion Johnson, and you have TJ Watt. You've signed him, so now you just build around that and come back the next year, and then hopefully Baltimore, Lamar's traded or gone or doesn't play with you guys anymore. And you see you can beat up on Joe Burrow. And when Deshaun Watson comes back for the Browns, hopefully they're garbage because we haven't heard anything about Myles Garrett. What's going on with him? Is he hurt or something? Because
he got in a car accident. And I don't think he's been
recently.
Back since. Yeah,
no,
like 3 weeks ago.
Last week.
It was 3 weeks ago. It was like 3
weeks. Was it 3 weeks ago?
He's missed.
Okay, that would be a reason why we haven't heard about him. It's because he got a car accident. So I think that's the best thing for the Steelers. And it is what it is. It's probably going to be our lose. Now, if Tomlin can salvage the season and make it a 8-8 season, hey, or 9-8 season,
9-8.
Yeah, we usually tie a team half the time, but then hey, let's go.
That would be the best.
Brownie said he played today and had a strip sack. Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay, that's what's up. All right, so we've reached the almost end of this program. Now we're in the remittance portion of it. So for you, Shug, for you first, you can talk about anything you want to talk about. It does not have to be football related or sports related. You in the comments, if you ask a question, we will answer the question. Like I said, it does not have to be sports related. It does not have to be Ravens related or Steelers or the New Jersey Giants. So, fellas,
Of course.
You know, Hendo, I want to ask you this question. What's your thoughts as soup as an appetizer?
you said what?
What's your thoughts on soup as an appetizer?
I'm not really big on soup. I guess
because it's not an appetizer.
You don't really, you don't.
It's not an appetizer. It's a side dish. It's a side dish. When you go to a restaurant, they ask, "Do you want soup or salad with your meal?" And you answer soup or salad. It's not an appetizer. All right. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. All I want to know.
Okay.
Thank you, Ferris.
Anything from you, Ferris?
The only thing that I have found any joy in life is the New York Giants this year, because the New York Yankees are stealing everything away from me.
Are they losing?
They lost last night on a walk-off.
So they're down 3. They're down 2-1.
They're down 2-1, and they're playing a crucial game for tonight. If they lose today, they're out. And I think if they do lose to the Guardians, everyone should be fired. And if everyone is not fired, it proves to me that the son of the greatest winner of all time doesn't like winning.
Yeah, they should be fired. Any team named the Guardians.
Yeah.
Okay. So Weezy wants to know, what do y'all think about Old Man Gamers? Give us your thoughts on Old Man Gamers.
Love it. Great channel. Everybody needs to go subscribe to it. Make sure you follow, because a lot of new videos are going to be coming out, especially by the one and only Brodney, covering games, covering I heard he might even be doing some show reactions on there. So make sure to subscribe and follow that channel.
Yes,
channel.
Yes,
that channel still exists.
Anyway, like Shug said, if y'all don't know, Jose and Brodney have a third channel, which is Old Man Gamers. They review games. It's a lot of good information. They have a lot of interesting stories that they tell. Don't even worry about the channel. Don't even worry about the channel. Don't even worry about the channel. I don't even think it's going to be up that long. I retract everything I said earlier.
Yeah, but I can say it. It's going to be up. Don't worry about it. Go subscribe. Go. Yeah, Star Citizen. Make sure to go follow. It's a great channel. We want to get it. We want to get it to 100 followers. Okay. So retweet it, tweet it. I say it. I don't have a bet.
Yeah, I had to bet, but I think I fulfilled my end of the bet, Rodney. I denounced the channel.
Be always trying to he's always trying to get more out of you.
Right, but
you trade him Najee Harris, and now he's like, oh, well, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. Yeah. Ronnie is a pain, man. He's really a pain.
He is. All right, so we're about to get up out of here. But once again, for some people that showed up late, listen, new merch is out. The Lamar Jackson candy skull. Look down. Look at the bottom. You'll see the store. Cop some gear. I know you like it. It's cool. Listen, I had to do a lot to get this logo. I had to do a lot to get this logo made. I had to go through so much. Shouldn't have been that hard. But I appreciate y'all if you do. If you don't, I get it as well. Yeah. Is the channel called Raven Superman? No, that's Shug's channel. Listen,
that's not my channel. Stop.
Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You will see Shug give you all the information. He saved it. See, he didn't give you everything he had right now because he's saving it for you for Tuesday night to give you some tidbits that most Ravens content creators don't give you, because he is that super fan with that super knowledge. He has the inside track. Don't let him fool you.
I hate you.
I know you do. And yes, Yolanda, if you're enjoying this subpar content, hit that like button. It helps.
Question.
What?
I think from Raven.
There's a question. Raven Ron asked a question for Ferris.
Oh, did he? Is this it?
The Cardinals were 7-0 last year?
Yes, they started 7-0. They did. And as they always do, they faded down the stretch. And no, Brad, I didn't switch sides. I told you I would denounce the channel, which I did. I didn't say I would constantly denounce the channel. I didn't say that this was going to go on for an extended period of time. I just said I would denounce the channel and say some bad things about it and try to get everybody off the scent, which I have done. So I have fulfilled my obligation. The bet is concluded. It is over. I can do what I want. I'm a grown man.
I don't think we're peaking too early, Raven Ron, because we weren't supposed to be here in the first place.
Facts.
We're playing with house money. We're like Brian Daboll is literally just putting on a showcase of coaching. If like literally like the reason we lost to the Cowboys is that they had better players than us. It's that simple.
Elon says you got a low Suge. False.
No,
false. Yeah. You do not.
Yeah, nobody
you do
loves
not.
me.
You
Nobody
listen.
loves me.
Listen.
Okay.
Y'all don't know. Y'all really don't know. But if you would like to know, if you would like to get in on the inside jokes, if you would like to know these conversations that we extend past these streams, join the Patreon. It's at the bottom of the screen. Patreon.com/ROUG. You know. First, you have a Patreon?
Yes, we do. Patreon.com/LGR Network. We have 4 tiers. First tier, we have Discord access where we just hang out and talk smack with a bunch of folks. We have a 5th tier where I think it's called Family Tier or something. I don't remember the tier. I'm sorry. I'm a little kind of tired. But we watch movies together. We watch movies that I've never watched for first time. Y'all are introduced into our Pick'ems League. It's our $5 level. And then $10 tier, you get into our fantasy league. We had a fantasy draft this year. Probably gonna do it next year as well, which was pretty cool. I quite enjoyed it. And then we have $15 tier, which is like premium tier. Go to the Patreon and read the tiers. Just read it.
Do you have
Patreon,
a Patreon yet?
Patreon.com//
All right, Shug, do you have a Patreon?
Jesus, Ferris. Could have finished that. I do not, unfortunately, don't have a Patreon, but if you want to support me, join Hendo's Patreon, join Lunch Break Hot Takes Patreon, and when I do a show, if you want to send in a donation to help with the stream, I'll be greatly appreciated. But I like to see Hendo and Lunch Break Hot Takes Patreon grow. It's one of the reasons why I enjoy their content, especially Lunch Break Hot Take has a Discord. We all hang out, we talk. We do things like that. Hendo has his. We do the same thing. It's a great time, great people. You get a lot of different perspectives, but you also just have good conversation with your friends and have a good time. So join those 2 Patreons if you want to support me, because by supporting them, you're supporting me, because that's usually where I'm hanging out. So join those 2 Patreons. Hendo's a great dude. And then shout out to Hendo too. He sent out a video talking about the crew that we all hang out and did a video. It was an awesome video, very funny, very just it was really nice. He didn't have to do that. So Hendo, I wanted to thank you that personally for that.
Oh, not a problem. Listen, it's a group of guys that came together inside the LBHT Patreon in the Discord. We came together. We formed a special bond, and it's literally like 7-Eleven, like literally 24 hours a day. Somebody's in the Discord. I wake up 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all arguing, y'all doing something. I get up to go to work, y'all still in there. Like, it's always something going on. It's a good time. I mean, you don't have to sign up, of course. It's not for everybody, but if you're looking for more content, sports, we do everything. You know, we got Derek in there. He has the betting props. We got
Pinot Grigio.
No. All right, listen. And listen, I don't know why you clapping, Yolanda, because you are in both of our Discords, and we never see you. You don't,
because she probably reads all the craziness. It's like, I ain't messing with these guys.
I don't even know if she's come in yet. Like, I don't even know if she's in there yet.
I don't think she's there.
Yeah, but we have to. If she does come in, we have to watch what we say, because it can get a little rowdy. It's like a locker room. And yes,
I think it was funny. Coach was talking. He goes, I don't know if you guys were fighting, being serious, because how we all argue all the time.
Yeah, we're never serious. And yes, I thought Suge was good. Listen, I thought
except that one time.
Well, when Bradley exploded.
Listen.
Oh no,
when did Bradley explode?
Oh,
What was
you
this?
wasn't there. You weren't.
Oh,
Never mind.
yeah.
Never
Was
mind.
he
Never
not
mind.
there?
Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah.
Never mind. Listen, if
Okay.
you were there last week, Yolanda, we didn't see you, and you can't be ghosting. You can't just show up and hover in the background. Can't do
Yeah.
that. Because we want to be respectful, and we don't want to say certain things. So you can't just be hovering in the background. Because listen, Ferris has a dirty mouth. Suge has a dirty mouth.
Hey.
And Davon agrees. Y'all two are the worst. You two are the
What?
worst.
We're not the worst.
You sure? Because Mama LBHT was like, them dudes I don't like.
No, she
That's a
said
good
she didn't
point.
like Ferris.
She
No,
like,
said she like They ain't never said anything about me. She said Ferris. She name dropped Ferris. Giant Suge has not been name dropped.
She did.
she said, yeah. Shoot, I almost picked a fight in your chat today.
Whose chat? My chat?
Yeah, I don't know.
What you picking a fight for? Listen, it's all a conversation, bro.
Yeah.
In this place here, we do facts over feelings. We don't get in our feelings. So you take that feeling stuff over there to good friends, better rivals. And speaking of, I think we need to go watch this football game. To watch this football game to see the Dallas Cowboys get beat. And Junior showed up. Thank you for showing up, Junior, for you and your lovely girlfriend supporting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. But unfortunately, you came at the time when we're wrapping it up because we've been here over an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know if we intended on staying here this long. I didn't. I want to get in these streams and get out.
That's a lie. You're doing what Jose does, where he says that he doesn't want to do a long stream. If Jose could, Jose would stream 4 hours talking.
Facts, because just like earlier and last week, he was like, "Hey,
yeah,
we're
gonna do a couple minutes. Yeah, we're gonna be real quick. Hour and a half later. I'm sorry. Come on, stop it.
Right. Thank you, Davon. No 2-hour show. That is the goal for us. I know that's Yolanda's favorite because she wants 2 hours of a show. But listen, depending on how I feel tomorrow when I wake up, I might do a live stream tomorrow afternoon. Don't hold me. Listen, don't hold me to it. No, Yolanda, we're not doing any 2-hour streams. But I may give you more tomorrow afternoon so I can vent on some feelings after I search my soul as to what I want to say about Jonathan Harbaugh, because he's horrible. And yes, Jazzy, your brother showed up. And I thank my kids for always supporting me. Now, let's end this so I can go watch some football and get some food to eat.
What are you eating? Vegan food?
Of course I'm eating vegan food. Why would you? Listen, so Suge, let everybody know once again where they can find you and what you have going on, sir.
Well, I do a show on Tuesdays with Garnett West talking Steelers and Ravens. It is called the Steel Conspiracy. Join us on Tuesday. I'm very sure Garnett's going to have a lot to talk about Harbaugh. And I'll be talking Steelers and our big win. So make sure to come hang out with us on Tuesday. And then also I do Twitch, usually on the weekend, Suge Knight 1323, usually playing video games. Might do something tonight. I don't know. We'll see. And going to be doing some more stuff on my channel, movie reviews, TV show reviews. So if you're into that kind of stuff, come follow me and let's talk about it. I'm on Twitter, Suge Knight 323. I'm usually tweeting out stupid stuff about magic or whatever movie thoughts I have. Magic. It's Hendo's favorite thing. Magic. And then yeah, I'm on TikTok. Yeah, I know why. As Ferris would say, why is a 40-year-old man on TikTok? It's because it's fun. It's fun. Okay, I like TikTok.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I do. I enjoy it. So Suge Knight 323 on there. So coming out. Thank you, Hendo, once again for having me on. And congrats to Ferris for Giants winning. I know you're happy.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Ferris. Let everybody know who you are and what you have going on inside
your
your luxury house.
Yes, in my luxury palatial estate. My name is Ferris Blona. I am the co-founder of the Let's Get Ready Network. Every Monday we do Good Friends, Better Rivals.
All right, thanks.
Tomorrow we won't be able to do it at our regular scheduled time because I also have another job. I work for NBC Sports. So unfortunately, I work for NBC Sports Bay Area. So I got called in tomorrow. So we're gonna have to do it like later in the day, probably like 4 o'clock maybe. I gotta talk to Caleb.
Congratulations.
So you
Yeah.
mean 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for most of us?
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for most of y'all.
So when you make it big, Ferris, don't forget about us.
He will.
I don't forget about nobody.
You know the New York dudes.
That's hurtful. Yeah. So yeah, I'm at Ferris Malone on Twitter. I'm at Ferris Malone on Twitter. Yeah, see, maybe that is my told you. Yeah, I'm at Ferris Malone on Twitter. Let's Get Ready Network. Just look up Let's Get Ready Network on Mountain Time don't exist, dog. Forget that.
Can you focus on one thought?
So yeah, so yes, Let's Get Ready Network. Every Monday, Good Friends Better Rivals. It's every Monday. The time is usually 1:30, which is 4:30 Eastern. But tomorrow we can't do it at 1:30 because I got called in. We're gonna have to do it a little later tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank both of you gentlemen for stopping by doing the show with me. I always appreciate it. You know, the crew is always welcome when I stream. Anytime, just let me know. And you know, if you want me to come do something with y'all, it is what it is. But for Rogue Thought Nation, remember, never give in to conformity. Always think for yourself, formulate your own opinions, and most important, be somebody important. Be yourself. Ravens flock, let's fly. And if Lamar has to sit back